All right, let's get after it. Welcome to Full Body Blast. Coach Matt here, ready to take you through an awesome workout. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned for you. We're going to try a little different format today. We're going to do a little bit of a pyramid workout, so not a whole lot of different movements to keep track of, but should be a great time. Let's get started with a nice little warm-up. We're going to start in a split stance position. We're going to drop down, up and down for some split squats, just to kind of open those hips up, get some blood flowing in and through those legs. If you were with us for Unravel, should be pretty mobile through those hips. Now we're just going to kind of work on some strength preparation for today's class. Let's go about 2 more here, just gently up and down. Just kind of keeping track of the depth. We'll switch sides. Keeping track of the depth of those reps. Not pushing anything deeper than you're comfortable going, depending on where your knees are, where those hips are, that low back maybe, all potential limiters. We can still get a great workout here with a little more shallow depth, if that is where you are. Let's go 2 more here. All right, so speaking of hips, we may have taught you this before. This is what we call a Kong squat. So it's kind of like a squat and an RDL at the same time. So we're going to start off with a hip hinge, pushing the hips back as far as you can. Should feel a nice hamstring stretch. While your back is nice and flat and that hinge is still active, we're going to then just kind of isolate those knees and bend those knees. So you kind of hop down into the bottom of a squat. So if you notice, that hip is still that same hinge angle, all right? But we're just kind of isolating different joints as we go through here. We're going to extend those knees back again, so we still have that same hip angle in that hip hinge. Then we're going to open those hips back to standing, okay? So we're going to try that again. Hip hinge, take note of this angle right here. Then we're going to bend those knees, boom. I will adjust my hands to count for that change of center of mass. And we're going to extend those knees once more and extend those hips. We're going to go one last time here. Hip hinge, get that angle, knee hinge, should be at the bottom of that squat. Extend those knees and open those hips. Boom. So we will be working on that a little bit during the workout as well. So if you don't quite get it, we got plenty of time to practice. All right, next one, we're going to hop down to the ground, work on opening or warming up that upper body. We're going to just do some slow eccentric push-ups. So we're going to hop into that high plank position, make sure that we're established there. Spread those fingers out, push those hands into the ground. Think about kind of corkscrewing those hands into the ground so those pits of your elbows should kind of rotate forward. And then we're going to slowly pull ourselves down towards the ground. Very, very slow count. Lowering yourself all the way down to the ground. Kind of taking a quick nap. And then we'll push ourselves back up. We're going to do 2 more of these. Very, very slowly pulling yourself down. Trying to get as much engagement through that whole body as possible. All the way down to the ground. Take a pause on the ground. And then get yourself back up. One last time here. Elbow pits forward, slowly pulling yourself down towards the ground, keeping that consistent motion all the way to the ground. Boom, quick nap, and pop it back up. All right. We got one more kind of activation drill for you, good old-fashioned karaoke. All right. May not have a whole lot of space, but we're going to work with it. So what we're doing, most of you probably know what this is, but we were going to explain it anyways. Your outside foot is going to come in front. Your back foot is going to come around. Outside foot is then going to go behind front foot around. Okay? So, front across, back across. Boom, boom. And we're going to get those hips involved as well. So a little bit weird with not a lot of space, but we're going to do the best that we can just to get that heart rate up a little bit. Get our coordination up a little bit. Boom, boom. We're going to go 2 more times. Down and back is going to be 1. So one more time. kind of using those arms as a counterbalance as we trip over the mat. All right, so let's talk about game plan for today. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a pyramid. We're going to do an 8-5-8 pyramid. So we've got 3 movements. We're going to do 8 reps of each, okay? We're going to knock one down. We're going to do 7 of each, 6 of each, 5 of each. That's going to be the point of our pyramid. And then we're going to go back up in reps. So 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's how you count. And then back to 6, 7, and then 8. Okay? So we're going to do a total of, what is that? 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 rounds. That sounds fun. Okay, let's talk about 3 movements. We have some jump lunges. So just like the split squats that we warmed up with, it's going to be a down and up. But we're going to switch those legs in the air. Boom. All right? Jump lunges for those. If those are going to be a little bit too difficult for you, we can do step back lunges. Not a problem. Okay? The depth, again, is up to you, wherever your limitation is. Second movement is going to be a pike press. So that same kind of plank position, we're just going to push those hips up, walk those feet forward just a little bit, and we have kind of a modified handstand push-up. Again, modified down, we can walk that out into a more traditional push-up. We can do on our knees push-ups. If you need to modify up, you can elevate your feet, or you can get completely upside down and do some handstand push-ups. All right, third movement, like I talked about in the warm-up, that Kong squat. We're just going to add a little bit of back scapular retraction to it. So that same Kong squat, hips, and then knees, and then hips. But we're just going to pull that upper back together. So think about your forearms and your palms are together. You're opening up, all right? Trying to get straight across. You should feel some tension in that upper back. Shoulder blades are squeezed together as tightly as we can. From that position, we're going to hold that upper back squeeze as we hinge, as we squat, unsquat, unhinge, undo that back. Okay? From the front, and pulling, squeezing, hinge, squat, unsquat, unhinge, bringing those arms back together. All right, so that's the game plan for today. We have those 3 movements, those 7 rounds. It's going to get a little bit easier each time, and then it's going to get harder again. Should be fun. So let's go ahead and get after it. We're going to start with those jump lunges. We have our round of 8. So let's hop into it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, simple. Doesn't take a lot of time. We're going to go for those pike press. So we're going to hop into that high plank position, walk those feet in while we draw those hips up. The closer you can get those feet to the hands, the better, but find a position that's comfortable. Try to drop the top of your head between those hands. Going for 8 at your own pace. Engaging those shoulders, those triceps. All that work going in there. Once you get those 8, warm back up. We're going to try to move through this relatively quickly. All right, we're going to squeeze that upper back. Get those feet ready. Squeeze that upper back. Hinge, squat, squat, hinge. There's 1. So you should feel that upper back really get some work here, which is the goal. 2. At the same time, we're getting some great mobility through those hips. 3. So this one is a little bit slower than those other movements. 4, which is totally fine. Gives ourselves a chance to kind of focus in on this movement. 5. So my back's already tired. Woo. 6. Trying to keep a nice strong hinge through those hips. 7, one last one. and 8. All right. Whew. These lunges went a little faster than I thought. It's going to be pretty heavy in that upper body. All right. Round of 7. So we are going to have a couple odd numbered rounds. So kind of up to you on which leg you start with. It's not going to put us a very far separation between our left and right sides. If we do the same leg, that's fine. All right, round of 7. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, pretty quick. When we get back to that, I'll remind you, focus on power on that, really driving up through those legs. All right, let's hop back down to the ground. Pike press, round of 7. Wherever your ability is. Really trying to keep a very vertical press. Just kind of pivoting at the balls of our feet. All right, press myself right out on top of my head. All right, 7. Then we're going to go to those Kong squats. All right. Each time these squats should feel more and more kind of stretched out through those hamstrings. So good focus on there as we hinge. So let's go for it. Squeezing that back, hinging at those knees. Extend, extend. 1. So as you go through these, all right, if you want to stay with me, of course, always able to. But if you want to go at your own pace, a little faster or a little slower, no problems there. 3. That's your workout as always. Why don't you get the most out of it as you can. 4. So can always already feel those hamstrings. 5. Doing a lot better this second round. 6. Really emphasizing the extension of those knees out of the bottom of that squat. And 7. All right, 2 rounds down. We're going to hop back to those lunges. 6 equals left and right sides. Let's go for it. Power up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, if you're not with the jumping and you need to do reverse lunges, please do that. Or if you're on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th story, you can be kind to your neighbors. Keep that landing to a minimum. So let's hop back down. Round of 6 for our pikes. Picking up steam. Getting to the meat of this. Use those triceps, those shoulders. It all sticks there. All right. Back to those Kong squats. So shoulders feeling good. Shoulders feel great. All right, let's get after it. Open it up. Hinge. Hinge those knees. Boom. 1. Get a nice little rhythm now. We're feeling good. Feeling warmed up. 2. Getting the most out of these hinges. 3. Squeeze that upper back. 4. 2 more. 5. Last one. And 6. All right, we're coming up right to that peak. We've got our round of 5. If you remember which leg you started with that round of 7, you can switch that other leg. If not, again, not a big deal if you're not keeping track. All right, big power, 5 reps. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice soft landing on that last one. Not all of them really, but definitely that last one. Screw my head on a little tighter. We've got 5 reps of these pike press. Getting as big a range of motion as we can manage. as much into that shoulder as we can. Let's do it. And 5. All right. Doing good. Picking up energy as we go. We got a round of 5 for Kong squats. We're going to try to keep that upper back tight. All right, I can feel myself rounding a little bit through that low back. Make sure those abs are still engaged as we go through. All right, so let's open up those doors. Let's squeeze those glutes together. Take that hinge. Get to the knees. Extend those knees and unhinge. There's 1. Going to 5. Putting effort into each piece of this. 2. 3. Trying to keep those toes pointed forward best we can. 4. One last one. And 5. All right. This is the peak of fitness. We have made it to the peak. It's all downhill from here, except for those reps that are going to go back uphill onto the other side of that pyramid. All right. We're going to go back to our round of 6. We don't do 5 twice, just 5 once. We're going to go to 6, starting with those jump lunges, keeping that power. Nice soft landing. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. I almost feel like we could do some more legs, but we're going to be all right there. We're going back to the pikes. Again, I want to remind you, the very, very top of your head is what is shooting between those hands, all right? Don't put your forehead there. Try to get the top of your head. That she's going to help you keep a little bit more vertical orientation as opposed to kind of like an incline chest press. We're going to really try to focus on those shoulders, okay? Let's get down to a round of 6 for those pike push-ups. And 6. Boom. Round 6 for those Kong squats with that scapular retraction. Those arms up and together. When you kind of close that door, when those arms come back together, I want you to think about creating space through those shoulder blades. So as opposed to squeezing those shoulder blades, create space between those shoulder blades. Almost like you're intentionally rounding your shoulders into each other. That's going to help really promote that big range of motion through those shoulders and those postural muscles. All right, let's get those feet set. Let's get out wide. Let's open it up. Round of 6, part 2 for these Kong squats. There's 1. Again, kind of picked up that pace a little bit from that first round. 2, just because we are nice and loose. All right, body is warm. 3. Sorry, my claps aren't as good. We'll work on that. 4. That was a good one. I oversold that one. There's 5. One last one. Big hands. Getting down low in that squat. And 6. All right. Whew. We got 2 rounds to go. 7 and 8. Let's go ahead, wasting no time. Getting back after it. Number 7. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice soft landing there. Looking great, folks. Let's keep it up. Let's rock and roll down to the ground. Pike press, second to last time. Round number 7, part 2. Let's get it up and go. Stay strong in that press. Of course, modify down as we need to, trying to get the most out of these rounds as possible, right? Either cutting down those reps or modifying to a different version, all right? Give me a second to finish up that if you're still working. Otherwise, we're going to move down to our Kong squats. Round number 7, almost there, folks. Let's get it. Let's make it good. Open that door. Big hinge. Dropping those hips down. Boom. 1. Focus on those hamstrings. Really making sure that we're extending through those knees and then those hips. 2. A lot of different moving parts, so it is segmented. 3. 4. Open up that chest, squeeze that back, hinge those hips, and then those knees. Knees again, hips, and back. 5? Question mark? I think that's 5. There's 6. Last one. We'll make it good, make it good. And 7. All right. We got one final round, folks. Plenty of time to get after it. Let's see it. Let's do it. Those jump squats. Number 8, part 2. All right, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ooh, those legs feel good now. We're right up towards the end here. We're going to get our pike press the best we can, best version that we can manage for all 8 reps. Last time we got to be on our hands for this one. Let's get it up. Let's get after it. Final time. Come on. Keep pressing. Through those triceps, through those shoulders. All right. 8 good strong press. We've got one more movement to get through. We're going to get those Kong squats with that scapular retraction. Finish strong. Great mobility exercise as well as that control of those joints. Kind of learning some body awareness at the same time. So let's get those feet set. Let's get those arms out. The last set of 8, folks. Come on, let's do it. So open, hinge, hinge, and reverse. There's 1. Steady pace. Try not to rush through it, but we're just kind of flowing from one position to the next. See what I did there? I said 2 when we counted 2. 3. Feeling really good through those hips and hamstrings now. 4. Halfway. 4 to go. Let's keep on rolling. Making these reps look good. 5. 6. That head and chest kind of following the same path, looking the same direction. 7. Last one. Make it good, make it count. Keeping that back tight. And 8. All right. That's going to do it. We've got about 60 seconds. We're just going to work to recover a little bit. We're going to start with those shoulders because I know they may feel it a little bit. We're going to grab those hands together behind our back, and we're going to pull to open around those shoulders to the back, open that chest. We're going to hang out here, get that breathing under control. How do you feel? Feel good? Feel like you did some movement? Ready to take on the rest of the day? I sure hope so. Feel the same. If you have the mobility, you can try to lift those hands up off that back. Stretch out a little bit deeper through that chest and that shoulder. And we'll go ahead and relax there. Do something a little bit different. We're going to drop it down to the ground. We're going to go and do a 2-in-1 here. We're going to stack one foot on top of the other for what we call a double pigeon. All right, and then we're going to take whatever knee is on top. You're going to take that hand and sit on it. All right, and then we're going to pull that neck or that head in the opposite direction, kind of stretch out through that neck, and we're going to take a nice gentle lean forward. So we're stretching out kind of the hip, the glute, and the neck and the trap at the same time. Very complicated stretch. So again, just taking a minute to kind of get that breathing back to normal. Folks did an awesome job Hope you enjoyed the workout. A little bit different technique. Go ahead and relax out of that. We'll switcheroo. Other foot on top. Hand underneath the butt. And we'll stretch that side. So as we wrap up here, we will be back on for abs class if you want to hang around. Otherwise, it was a pleasure coaching you today. Hope you have a great rest of the day and enjoy.